And a very pleasant good morning, everyone. Welcome up here to Murray Field. Mark Hoover and Eric Bodenhofer getting ready to start the Sunday on another beautiful day up here as we have Westwood in for the boys soccer, starting off with JV, and then we will finish it up with senior day here for the varsity. And, again, just a beautiful day, Eric, for soccer today.
Absolutely. It's gorgeous. The fall colors are fantastic. The temperature's just right. It's a great day to be up here, no doubt.
Yep. So we saw some exciting action yesterday with the girls soccer and field hockey. Both of them, Westwood is such a strong program up and down the page. So I know it's a tight task for the Mustangs today. But they've been all squads, field hockey and boys and girls soccer have been playing some fantastic sports this fall. Very competitive here in the Tri-Valley. So looking forward to a really good one this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Norwood's at a slight disadvantage in coming up against a Westwood soccer program that actually has freshman teams. Looking through the roster, this is a JV team for Westwood that has, as many juniors as they do freshmen. And then it's majority, sophomores and juniors, and we're a team that's largely freshmen, a few sophomores and a few juniors. So should be a good match, a good challenge for the Norwood squad.
Exactly. So Wolverines will be going left to right to left, left to right,
right to left on your
right
screen.
to left on your screen. Well, I guess it depends on where you're sitting. If you're on the other side, they're heading in the other direction. But if you're up here, they're heading in one direction.
If you're sitting behind your TV, it's going left to right. But
it's still too early to figure out who's going to go left and who's going to go right.
We haven't had enough coffee yet.
Exactly. So Mustangs will start off early here. Some nice little initial ball movement by the Mustangs, trying to get all the way through.
Easily handled there by the Westwood keeper, who comes off his line and gets to it just before Cam LaPiccolo is able to get there.
I'd like to see some, and again, we were watching, yesterday some of the fine defense that Westwood was able to put in, both at the soccer, and they're just solid defensively, both soccer and at the field hockey. So see what the JV can do here in terms of trying to crack that Westwood defense.
Tim Lee bringing the ball up, and then dispossessed rather quickly by Westwood.
Nice little move there. Westwood number 2. It's Jacob Gordon sending it in.
Handled easily there by the Norwood keeper, Zach. In for the outlet, and handy little Norwood bounce there to Micah Papadopoulos. Sends the ball forward. Again.
Yeah. Well, so trying to get yourself into some sort of rhythm here, and just again, kind of a lot of that ball just bouncing all over the place right now. We haven't strung too many passes together, and that's, you say that, and they're able to then kind of like slow the ball down.
Yeah, Pat Kelly doing a nice job there just to get control of that. Oh, then there, I think that was Juan trying to find Rafael Da Silva up top. Couldn't quite get there. Now we're in a foot race.
Nice run here.
Papadopoulos runs him right off the
ball.
And
it's
right
well done.
Out for it's like a corner kick.
Yeah, you can see that forward out there on the far side, looks like it was number 14 there, Adam Lee, with a nice burst of speed. So that's something to certainly keep an eye on. And he did have, one of his teammates there coming right down the middle, Sean Garvin. So that it was a nice defensive.
Ball by back. Whoa.
Yeah. Wow. That was a nice move too, I think, over there on the far side.
Yeah, it was interesting. In both girls' games, felt like Westwood just had a bit of an advantage speed-wise, like across their both their JV and their varsity rosters. Not that there isn't speed on the girls' teams as well, but just it seems like it was a little more widely spread on Westwood, and I'm seeing a little of that already now, but it's early yet. And that was a nice dispossession by. He was offside.
Oh.
All right.
That was a really dangerous play right there. You can see as Garvin was able to intercept that ball and sent it quickly up ahead to McIntyre.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons he was able to get up that quickly to McIntyre, I think, was because he was just slightly ahead of the play, just a little.
Yep. And the ref was really perfectly positioned to make that call.
It's a nice flick off the heel right there.
Pick a nice little flick on, and then Pawan finds Tim Lee with a nice run. He gets this to take that shot now
side.
before. Oh, and he just couldn't quite get enough on that. I think number 11 there for it's Connor de Itremont. Just bothered him enough that he couldn't get the shot off. But a nice little play there from Norwood.
Nice little run, yeah. And you can see actually there coming back this way, Jacob Gordon, number 2, it kind of was pointing, calling for the ball, and his teammate found him nicely. Able to Zach is able to get off again quickly off the line and send it back the other way.
Yeah. This goes right to Pawan.
Just trying to flick it over that wall, is unable to do so.
Eric Sheehan, number 9, controlling the midfield. Oh, another offsides.
Again, yeah, you're right. I mean, this referee, and it's a tough to do, but he has been right on the right spot for these calls. So.
Yeah, and since they've been in Norwood's favor, I think he's absolutely gotten them correct.
Exactly. Has not missed a call yet.
No.
2 for 2 on the offsides calls.
Exactly. Oh, and there's a big ball over the top. If Raphael can run onto that. Oh, yeah. You're going to get that when you jump over the back of the other player. That tends to get the ball going the other way.
Yep.
So.
Tough play, though. It's almost kind of like as if you are a football receiver. You're kind of like trying to look over your shoulder as that ball is coming down, as you're trying to run under it while the defender there.
Yeah, over your
Westwood,
shoulder into the sun, and you can't head the ball. You've got to try and take it off your chest, and not the easiest of plays.
Right. So we'll take a run at him there.
That was if that had scooted past Giacomo, I think number 12 there would have been off to the races. Sean Garvin.
Just able to put that one slightly out of danger as he sends it out of bounds. But you're right, a hop here or there, and Westwood is getting close to kind of springing these guys up top. And while the Norwood defense is, Eric, they are quick, you can certainly see there's a lot of speed up front here for these Wolverines.
Oh, that's a well-struck ball.
Wow, yeah. And it's dangerous, too. I mean, as a keeper, you might not think that, someone from that far out is going to take that shot. And, we've seen that happen before in a couple of games where it just kind of finds that upper part of the net, just hangs over the goalie's head.
Yeah, no, especially if at that point in time, maybe you're the keeper, it's far enough out, maybe you're not paying quite as close attention, or you've been distracted for a moment just trying to figure out where everybody else is on the field, and then suddenly the ball's sailing into your...
Yep.
Yuri Nevis, I think, out there. Oh, some nice...
Yeah, boy.
Nice
That's a
there.
great turn.
Nice work there by Yuri. Now he's just got to find a man, or get taken down. That'll work, too.
Yeah, boy, that was a nice little bit of individual effort and work on his part there. Some great footwork early on.
Yeah.
Coming up on 10 minutes left here in the first quarter. Still no score.
So this should be direct kick, so Pat Kelly should just be able to drive this towards the net. If his teammates run onto it. Okay, I guess that's not what they're going to do. Send it back to Giacomo to do that. And handled relatively easily by Westwood at first, but dispossessed quickly by Camilo Piccolo. Oh, and then Micah Papadopoulos with it. Oh, he could see Raphael. He had the space, and then Pawan's got it. He can tap it forward. Oh, just a tough.
And he was calling for it too.
Yeah.
You could see him. He wanted, Raphael wanted the ball up in front, and I think, Juan's kind of, a little disappointed himself because he had the play there and just slightly misfired. You could see kind of his little sense of frustration that he wasn't able to complete that play.
The ball kind of got into his feet a little more quickly than I think he thought it was a little further forward, and so sort of an inadvertent touch before he could make the purposeful one. So
Westwood will retain possession as they work themselves slowly down the field here.
Yeah, if they can get that, if they can time this right, they've got number 12 there just ready to make that run. Yep.
It's Eric Sheehan there, that number 9. I think he's the one who struck that ball in earlier.
Yeah.
So you got to watch, certainly that number there.
That leg is
strong defensive. But yeah, you're right that he's got himself a very strong leg, and if you can spring, Garvin up top, number 12.
They're on. That was well weighted, well struck. Oh, nicely done.
Save.
Kick save.
That's right.
Yep.
Interesting that McIntyre there trying to go to the near side, but yeah, that was a nice play, but even better save. So a little aggressive on the Westwood part there.
Yuri Nevis again.
Yeah.
I think they. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's not Yuri. That's Isa Gadbuni, who I think is also pretty good with the ball at his feet. And just taking down there.
That's a nice struck ball.
Handled well there
yeah.
by Westwood defender. Sends it right back to Micah. He's going to put it in on net. That's not going to get into the box on time for the goalie.
It was one of those you could see, the keeper looked like he was going to try to make a run out and then
hesitated,
hesitated, but see if he can hear.
Oh, take that ball with you. Dropped down by Yuri. Sent out for, I believe, a kick in. But yeah, I think the keeper thought it was going to make it into his box, so he's coming out for it, and then realized it was short, and so now he was kind of a no man's land,
exactly.
unable to play it with his hands, and about 8 or 9 yards out of his box.
So Puan will come out, and Pino comes in to give him a breather here on the near side, number 13. Work through traffic over there.
Yuri Nevis trying to take on and beat 3 or 4 Westwood players.
Yeah, he was kind of surrounded there. Not a lot of real estate to work with. Also a nice ball. Yeah, you can see here the speed of Garvin.
Oh yeah, this is going to be it. Yeah.
And he's able to run that all the way down. And he's able to put it in. But we've been seeing that as it was kind of starting to develop during the course of this first quarter. He is just a very, very fast player, and you add in a strong initial kick like that. That's going to be tough to catch up to.
Yeah, absolutely. It was well done by Westwood. Took advantage of the free kick and powerful leg, sent it, I think, up maybe a little further than Norwood was expecting.
So Garvin puts the Wolverines up early here, 1-0. We'll see, once again, what kind of response the Mustangs can muster here.
This is a good start to that. Unfortunately, a little
strong defensive there, trying to sneak that ball through, unable to do so.
Ball's over the top. And number 2 was not on sides when it was struck, but I guess they're going to let him play.
Yeah, you could see that even from up here.
Yeah. The other 3 Westwood players were on, I believe, but I don't think 2 was. And then I don't think actually anyone expected the ball to end up to him initially either.
So Mustang ball coming back up this way.
Kick in, I think, wait for someone to get close enough to
play this
Piccolo,
ball forward here.
threading the needle.
Once again, he's the Westwood defense. The 3 of them closed on him quickly. It really did not give him any real estate to work with.
No, not at all.
Very strong.
It's the Cam had. He had visions of.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he had so much open room there. See if you can split him here.
Yuri Nevis does a nice job, and now we got Rafael Da Silva trying to get
box
that. Couldn't quite get a foot on that for the shot. And Westwood clears it out of danger very quickly there. And then another
strong ball through here.
And Zach Jordan did, I think, the only thing he could with that, with Garvin with that much of a step.
Battles here, about 4:30 left in the first quarter. Wolverines up 1-0 on Garvin's goal. Once again, you kind of see these little, out of bounds plays where it can become almost a very set play for a lot of players. They just, he sets that ball back, and the Westwood defender then fires it upfield for some of the forwards up here.
Yeah, I think Westwood recognizes they've got speed up top, and they're going to just try and keep putting it over the back line and run onto it. So it's a tough game for Norwood to play. Because on the one hand, you don't want to keep sinking back and giving them more and more of the field. On the other hand, you got to really trust that the refs are going to they're going to get the offsides calls right.
And we know that at least so far they were, at least initially, 2 for 2. So it looks like Pino will draw the foul from the Westwood player and coming back up this way.
Norwood's going to try the same thing, see if he can't. Oh, well done there by the Westwood defender. I don't know catch his number, but
Yeah, he's going to have to turn.
yeah,
There
it was
goes-
19 there, I think, maybe?
Yeah.
Thomas Woodworth,
yeah.
who really skied up for that
Wow.
one. Oh, and here we go. Once
Here's
again,
Garvin
Garvin's. Oh, and nice Giacomo doing a good job of running him off the ball, but unfortunately. Oh, no goal.
I think they're going to get him off. Yeah.
For offsides. All right.
You know, it was interesting too because I mean, it's a terrific play there by Garvin to stop and then to see his teammate again try to see if he'll get the turn.
And I'm not sure he was
Yeah.
necessarily offsides when that
No.
ball was struck, but I think he'd been in an offsides position and come back for
Come
it.
back
So.
and touched it. Yeah, so that was McIntyre, number one there. So yeah, those two guys there, Garvin and McIntyre, have worked well. Wolverines right back at it. McIntyre again. Boy, they aren't missing that by much though.
No.
They, I mean, that's just very, very dangerous. That and Mustangs have been fortunate, but they have to keep an eye on that. I think the defense, today is really going to, we say, kind of keep their head on a swivel. So coming up here, just about 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Mustangs find themselves down early, 1-0.
Oh, that is not a smart play by Norwood, really. Basically sending the ball back into your own
Yep,
box.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, I think the Mustangs just kind of need to get through this first quarter here without any further damage, maybe kind of recollect themselves.
yeah.
Get the corner here.
I mean, they're going to use number 9's big foot. and
Yeah.
Put it.
Not a
Off
bad
target,
idea.
thankfully,
Yeah, see
but-
if you can kind of get that in close, obviously on the keeper. Westwood has really kind of taken control of the momentum here in this latter part of the first quarter.
Yeah,
A
no
little
doubt.
substitution here.
That looks like Kong Win is going out, and then Connor Curran coming in the wing back position.
And just can't get it past and kind of anything set up. And Curran here trying to get it through.
Tim Lee. Tim Lee's trying to knock it back to Camlo Piccolo, who is still, I think, deeper than he realized.
Oh, another
that was a
beautiful ball.
Done. Well done.
Well done. Wow. That was absolutely beautiful there. Again, we've been calling Sheehan's name and number, that number 9, just strong right there in the middle.
Yeah, I think everyone expected him to just blast that
Yep,
ball, and instead he
yep.
put a well-weighted ball through
Yep.
and run on too nicely there by, was that number 3 for?
I think it might have been McIntyre, number 1
Oh, number
again.
one, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, McIntyre up there, Garvin 12 are names that we are going to probably be calling for the remainder of today's match.
Yeah, no
but
doubt.
that was a terrific play on Sheehan's part. So Mustangs find themselves now down 2-0.
Rafael De Silva working with Tim Lee.
Oh, that's another nice move right there.
Don't kick that ball away, please.
I'm not quite sure why the Westwood player is so convinced that he was innocent. That seems pretty obvious.
Got a chance here to see if we can get something late. Yeah,
Confusion on the
yeah, exactly. I think he wasn't quite
high
sure.
ball. That
Yep.
was rather dangerous. And then escorted out by Norwood for the kick in. We're going to have some more substitutions. See Ty Barrett coming in. And that Nevin Kelly, I think, across the way.
Yeah, Tyler Perry, number 3 right there. Just kind of
Yeah.
popped up top, right?
Yeah, and I think maybe that's Nevin Kelly with the green cleats.
Yeah, and Patrick Kelly.
And
Yeah.
okay, Patrick
Yep.
Kelly came in too. Oh no, and Dan Silva.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yep,
Dan
yep.
Silva. I think that was Dan Silva and Nevin, and and they came in just for the final.
The final touch in. So maybe they will. Those 3 will start the second quarter. But an early goal there by Sean Garvin, and then a late one by Graham McIntyre have the Wolverines up 2-0 here after one. Eric, a nice start initially, but I thought really the Wolverines here for the second part of that first quarter really kind of took control and are going to be very dangerous. We're going to have to make some adjustments there at that back line to make sure those guys aren't sneaking through again.
Yeah, no, I think it definitely the team speed at Westwood just surprised, I think, Norwood a few times.
Yeah.
But also, I mean, that second goal, that was such a well-placed ball
yeah.
into the box.
Yeah.
So
It was such a nice light touch too. He didn't
Yeah.
have to blast it in there. He put it right where it needed to be. So
Yeah. Well, and even the goal scorer, the same thing, right? He just touched it past. He got Zach to go down, just touched it past him. So great displays of skill as well as the speed. So.
Exactly. So the Mustangs find themselves down 2-0 after the first quarter. We'll be right back with second quarter action.
On behalf of the Alliance for Community Media and our foundation, we want to congratulate Norwood Community Media for their excellence work in 2019. And we also want to congratulate the town of Norwood for investing in community media that reflects the needs of its people. You do great work every day and every week, and you should be proud.
It's a sign of our commitment to the town we serve. Norwood Community Media is honored to receive the Alliance for Community Media National Award for Overall Excellence. For our weekly Norwood News, hosted by Kristen McDonald. Norwood Digest with Jack McCarthy. Your Town at Work with Jerry Slater. Sports Extra with Mark Hoover and Joe Meehan. Live broadcasts of town events and gavel-to-gavel coverage of town government. The station people turn to for trusted local coverage. Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood.
Our student population is roughly this.
Welcome back. We were just commenting on some of the Westwood teams that we've been seeing here over the course of this weekend, and I think, Eric, as you were mentioning, they've got obviously some solid players here on this squad, but we were talking about the field hockey that we saw up here yesterday, as well as the girls soccer, and both offensively and defensively, just very solid programs. So the Mustangs are clearly on their way in the right direction, but it is just interesting to see those towns that really have a knack almost for this particular sport.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, I think even at the youth level, if I recall from my days on the board at Norwood Youth Soccer, Westwood had like 3 times as many players in their youth program as Norwood did, despite the fact that our school-age populations are fairly equivalent.
Right,
so,
right.
Just interesting.
Well, what was interesting too is we'd been in the Bay State for so long, which is also got a number of powerhouse soccer programs, and there was kind of maybe the thought that if you come over here to the Tri-Valley, maybe the competition isn't as intense or what have you. But we have seen up and down the dial that these programs, these schools in the Tri-Valley League are fantastic, and the competition now for I think both our boys and girls teams has elevated our game. When you play better teams, you tend to try to play better as well.
No, absolutely. And I do recall back when they were trying to decide whether or not to move, one of the varsity coaches made the point, which I think is a very valid one, that the varsity programs in the Tri-Valley are all excellent.
Yeah.
But the thing that they were a little more hopeful about was just that at the JV level, now things like this aside, where you've got a town like Westwood with a freshman and JV team, but most of the communities, our JV program is much more competitive, and that helps in the long run because those JV kids don't get as discouraged just getting their butts kicked.
Exactly.
Exactly. So nice move there from Yuri to try and find Rafael De Silva in the center, and sniffed out eventually by Eric. Oh no, here we go. Yuri's continuing on his run.
Battling, but the two of them were just going at it down there. Yuri and number 13, Mark Johnson. But I see that Nevin Kelly stays in to start, as we had mentioned. Kelly Barrett, and I think it was Dan Silva had come in late in that first quarter. Now they're starting out here in the second quarter with that same setup. So those three starting here in the second quarter for the Mustangs. So ref trying to get everything set up here. Trying to send this one here near side.
Nevin. Oh, nicely
Nice
done
play,
there.
yeah.
Yuri coming back. And Nevin
that's
does
a great
good
little
job.
play there by Nevin.
Yep. Working hard there.
Yep.
Trying to stay with it. Oh, and look, he
it's- yep.
harasses them into the kick-in. So great. Well done there by Nevin.
Terrific little piece right there. Again, kind of staying with the ball, forcing them to do something, and essentially kind of forces the turnover. So worked out well.
That was a good idea there, trying to find the... Oh, and right, just win the kick-in a little closer.
Mustangs continue to kind of work this slowly but surely down the field, find themselves in at least a decent position here. I think this next goal certainly is obviously a big one. You don't want to find yourself down, much more to a squad like this, and I think for confidence, getting at least some early chances here in the second quarter would certainly kind of help the Mustangs.
Absolutely. Oh, and that was a nice attempt to try and find Raphael. Oh, and
You got to be careful, as you can see. He just runs right through the ball. You see his speed here of Garvin.
Yep, and he is off to the races
wow.
and just
There's nothing you're going to do on that.
Yeah.
Boy, that is a player.
no kidding.
Wow. And you feel for Zach. I mean, there's nothing you can do on that as he's coming in essentially all by himself, and he just kind of waits, makes his move, and goes right around. And so Garvin, that's his second one of the day. We were just talking. You didn't want to kind of go down that third goal. I got to stop jinxing these guys.
Yeah, I know. That was a really quick swing, right?
I was going to
Like,
say, if they
out
look
front.
up at this film later, they can blame me for that third one because I had mentioned it. But now the Mustangs do find themselves down by that third goal.
Yeah, I'm a little worried. There just seems to be some heads hanging, and it looked like a little bit of finger pointing on the back line for Norwood, and hopefully they'll shake it off and get back into this game, because you certainly don't want to let yourselves get taken out
Yep.
by your own frustrations.
Exactly.
So Rafael Da Silva looking for Yuri, and Ty Barrett
Oh, it's
sends
a
the
nice,
ball
trying
up.
to send that ball through. Nice try by him.
Oh,
But you're right though, Eric. This is kind of where you try to take a look at the various players. Garvin's off just by a hair, but you look at, like you said, the body language, and then how does the player react, and it speaks a lot to the character of the player. That you could, like you said, you could either kind of like try to mail it in, down 3-0, or continue to battle. And you're looking for that player that's going to be, willing to continue to step up. So hopefully all these Mustangs will continue to do that.
Dangerous ball over the top. Let's see if... yeah, there's a chance
That
here.
ball's
But couldn't quite get a Norwood foot on it, and the keeper came out and tidied it up nicely.
Yeah, but something like that right there, you get in that traffic, and you just never know. If someone gets a foot on that, that can certainly be one of the dangerous balls right through the legs.
Little nutmeg there.
Yeah.
Oh.
You gotta be careful because here he is again.
Oh, no.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
And there's the hat trick there.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, he's calling
he's calling subs, and it was like, oh, is there a whistle? No. So I think the ref is calling in. At least the Mustangs got the sub in, but I think they're going to have to wait for the. And Westwood is going to sub out as McIntyre goes out. Garvin, I can see he's going to take a little rest here as Westwood now finds itself up 4-0. But nothing Zach can do. He's out there trying to corral that ball, and just kind of takes that unfortunate bounce.
Yeah. Well, and just they ended up with 4 Westwood players there, and and no one between them and the goal except for the goalie. So
Right. So now we really kind of see what this team is made of, and what coach is going to do here to kind of keep heads up, continue to learn from these kinds of experiences. So Westwood will take the ball here in their own zone. Still got about 10 minutes left here in the second quarter. Mustangs find themselves down 4-0 now.
Oh, and again, another foot race
Right, it's a
that
foot
Norwood's
race in
just
the
not
air.
going to win.
And that
Yeah,
one
well,
just
good job by
zipped that
Zach
wide.
coming
Yeah,
out and forcing him
exactly.
wide.
And Kevin, where did we go to? Detremont?
That's what I was.
Yes, like the French.
Yep.
Detremont.
The instrumental.
Was a yeah, and again, I mean, Garvin takes a step out, and they don't, Westwood just doesn't miss a beat.
No.
As Kevin there, number 15, just a quick burst of speed, and I think is one of those who's trying to go far side, but like you said, Zach had done a nice job of closing down the angle. So Mustang's able to avoid another one there. But yeah, this back line here for the Mustangs are going to have the work cut out for them. And we saw that early on, and it has really come into focus here in the second quarter.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, Westwood's doing a great job of playing that back line high and putting the balls through, and just they've got more speed.
Yeah.
And plus the fact that their players are facing the direction of the goal. Norwood's are kind of leaning the other way, so the Norwood defenders have to lean backwards to get going, and so they're going to start a step behind anyway.
And here's a shame here. Pat Kelly had the kick, but I think because it had gone off the ground again.
Yep. I think he misunderstood
Yeah,
what the call was.
Exactly.
Was giving him the
Yep,
kick.
Yep. And so instead of it coming the other way, now the Westwood finds itself with a nice at least opportunity to actually be able to corral that one fairly easily. But that's the hard part about some of these changes here this fall. Is that all of a sudden the ball gets turned back over. Mustangs trying to find a rhythm. Westwood, it's just not giving them any room here to breathe.
No, and I think there's a degree I think of desperation for Norwood just in that I think they're a little panicky about just trying to get the ball out rather than maybe trying to find. Their purpose now is just to clear rather than to find their teammate, and you can understand that. They've been under pressure for quite a while now. They're feeling, back on their heels. It just gets tougher. Jordan Santana out there with a nice ball up to Tim Lee and back again.
Yeah, see, now that's kind of what you were kind of looking for. Obviously, it didn't result in what you were looking for in finality, but the fact that you're trying to work on maybe some short passes.
Yep.
So that it doesn't just become a question of let's just kick the ball to get it out for the sake of getting it out.
Right.
That's a couple times there from Yuri. I know he's been battling hard.
Yeah.
I think he's going to, I think the ref has been kind of, letting him go for a little bit, but he's going to have to keep an eye on that. And same thing here. You find yourself down. You don't want to, do anything, obviously, to injure anybody or to get yourself hurt, and you want to play within the rules. But sometimes frustrations can start to kind of, boil over. So you got to be very, very careful.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a nice ball all the way across there.
That was.
Turned out nicely. Jason Lee's able to kind of track it down, but that was a nice ball too to send that all the way to the far side.
Yeah. No, that was a well-struck ball through, and again, Westwood had timed their runs nicely, and they were free into space with the ball at their feet, and then thankfully, as you noted, Jason Lee able to recover and sort of harass the Westwood player so that he couldn't get a shot on net, and I think they'll take this corner kick over a shot from in close anytime. So.
Yep. So just about 6 minutes left here in the second quarter.
Ball covering everybody. Couldn't quite keep it in.
Yeah, I think he heard Yuri's footsteps as he came at him, and Detremont was unable to keep control of it. So nice little turnover there for the Mustangs. See if they can capitalize. But
we see the Wallach Jean-Pierre has entered the game for Norwood. It's the first time I think we've seen him on the pitch today. Oh, nice job,
There
Yuri.
you
Go
go.
back against.
Yep.
Oh, yes, and I think Cam was hoping that Yuri was going to make that run a little earlier, but
it's a nice burst of speed on his part there.
Yep. Oh, and Cam's going to be able to back that up. He's going to find Yuri again. Yuri tiptoes along the sidelines.
Oh, nice
Wins the
work.
kick in.
Nice work. And again, maybe we can start to string a couple of those passes together. what I like to see is, after the player makes the pass, as opposed to standing there and kind of admiring the pass, then you move to an open space to become an option
Right.
to get that ball back. And sometimes you see them standing there as opposed to moving without the ball.
Nice job there by Issa Gadbouni to retain possession of that. Oh, that was a neat little move
it's
by.
continuing to work.
Yeah, but I just don't. Yuri's not going to beat 4 Westwood players.
no.
He's got to find the. He was so far off sides. How?
Wow.
Maybe I did, but I really felt like he was about 10 yards.
And what's nice about being on the football field, you can actually see where they are. But nonetheless, was not going to call it. But the ball went wide. But you're right. He certainly, from up here, appeared to be offsides. But no harm as nothing went in. So
yeah. And again, maybe he's faster than I realized and started his run on sides, but he seemed quite a ways past the.
Yuri gets a well-deserved rest as he'll take a breather, and Pino gets himself in, works into the box. Oh, nice save, strong.
Yep, well positioned there by Zach. But good job by the Westwood player to harass the. I think that might have been Jason Lay. I'm not sure. The defender who had the ball at his feet and was trying to maybe play out of the back a little more casually than he should have, and ball ended up going back, right back at the Norwood keeper.
So we're about 3.5 left here.
Oh, Issa and Wallach doing a decent job there. Ball back.
Yeah, just a lot of traffic in the middle here, and the Mustangs just seem to find themselves, surrounded by white jerseys.
Yep. Oh, nice job by Giacomo there.
Yep.
Oh,
nice
just
try
couldn't
too.
quite plant and make that turn, but good effort there.
Working hard on number 16, Ali Turek. But, you could see, that Westwood is just not letting up. They are going to continue to send guys at the net.
Yeah, which, that's what they should do. That's how they play the game.
Yep. So Zach was able to get that one fairly easy. I say that from up here.
Yeah.
He made it look easy. Let's put it that way.
There you go.
The ball sails out, so Westwood will retain possession as they try to come back this way as we come up to just about 2 minutes left here in the half.
And Jordan Santana doing a nice job there to step in. And I think his momentum carried him out of bounds, but it was a good job. I mean, Brandon Santana. I don't know why I keep calling him Jordan Santana.
Once again,
good ball over to the top.
and once that far side is can be kind of deceptive looking. It's well struck, and you're just kind of hoping that one was going to sail, and it did sail. So.
Yeah. Well, just look at this now. Westwood's got a 4-goal lead. They're not particularly worried. They're sending players way forward in mass, and so just overwhelming that Norwood back line. And Norwood, of course, is struggling because they don't want to be bunkered in their back end. They'll never be able to get back in this game if they can't score, and they're not going to be able to score without players forward. Brandon Santana working hard there. Couldn't quite keep it, but
it seems to me, too, in kind of what you're seeing. Got the offside call there, but I think what you're seeing, too, it gets kind of, I suppose, frustrating is, like you said, Westwood is sending, so many white jerseys up, attacking, and yet even when the Mustangs try to come down this way, we saw Yuri trying to work, and all of a sudden he was surrounded defensively by 4 white jerseys. So,
yeah.
I mean, Westwood is doing a terrific job on both sides of the field here.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh, here's a chance through
Booney.
here.
Unfortunately, not able to really make much happen with that, but at least get it down in the Westwood end, like you said before. We're having trouble with that happening.
Right.
Up.
Nice little flick there.
Down from Malt, I think, was again trying to make that cut back it inside, and Issa shut him down. Nicholas Albrecht going to take this kick in. Go back maybe to Mark Johnson.
Trying to back them up here.
I guarantee you this is going to be a drive over the top.
There it is.
Kong Nguyen doing a good job of...
Stay with it.
Yep.
Nice job. Yeah, you stayed right on the man, and probably forced him to take
nicely
the shot.
done there by Brandon.
Isn't that great when you watch that
Yeah.
ball? And that's a smart play, right? He's able to kind of take that bounce.
Yep, just sort
and
of
then
shielded
pick it up on the
let
other side.
Yep. Oh,
It's a shame there too. You kind of have that almost that free kick, as it were.
Giacomo would. No, I guess that. Okay, I thought I was carrying a little further out than it
Yep.
was. My bad. Is it over there? 26. Samayan Paranjpe, I think, is in now and was.
Nice first.
Well, good.
Yep.
Trying real hard there. Issa couldn't quite get there. Right. Let's see if Samayan can get to it. Well, he couldn't get to it, but he got one
Yep.
kick in deep
Yep.
in the Westwood zone, and that's a good thing.
So we've got about 1 minute left here in the first half. Looks like I think Brandon Santana was down for a little bit. He's up now, but he had maybe either cramped up or something like that because he was down on one knee. So he walks himself off there, try to stretch out whatever was bothering him. See if we can get here something.
Oh, nice move from Camel
Yep.
Piccolo.
Oh, continues to work.
Yep. I think maybe
And-
trying to do a
yep.
little too much. Oh,
But he gets the foul. I think he does. Yeah, coming back this way. It's a nice little individual effort there.
well, I guess maybe he wasn't trying to do too much.
Yeah.
He did enough.
He
that,
did just the right amount.
Yep, to draw the foul right here, and
Yep.
it should be a direct kick. So if he can put it on frame, see if Westwood and Norwood can crash for any rebound.
This would be nice here if they can get the solid shot on net. Kind of a way to end up here in the first half on a positive note. See what we can get done. So again, you can see the COVID version of the wall.
Yeah, more like a picket fence.
I was going to say. Oh, it's well struck.
Oh, nice!
Outstanding.
Piccolo.
Wow.
Well done.
Wow, that was beautiful.
That really was.
That was so well struck and
Yep.
right at the end of the first half. Beautiful ball. Absolutely beautiful ball. We were looking for some sort of positive momentum here, maybe to take you into the second half. And boy, he just did that. That was a terrific, terrific shot.
Yeah, no doubt. That was. I think Cam put that exactly where he meant to, and where he meant to put it was exactly the right spot.
Exactly.
So, A tough first half,
Oof.
but at least they ended it on a high note.
On a
so.
very, very high note. So Cameron Piccolo gets the direct kick for the goal here. As the Mustangs are on the board, right there at the end of the first half. So again, dangerous squad that the Mustangs are up here against Eric, but hopefully you maybe can kind of work that kind of momentum into the second half, and we'll see what the Mustangs can do. So Mustangs find themselves down 4-1 after the first half. We'll be right back with second half action.
Do you want to stay up to date with Norwood Community Media? Then subscribe to our weekly NCM newsletter. Every Friday, our promotions department publishes an online newsletter that highlights the work of NCM and the latest happenings. It includes the full episode of Norwood News, recent clips from NCM programs, behind-the-scenes photos, and so much more. NCM works hard to deliver a steady stream of Norwood content, and this newsletter is another way to stay connected to Norwood. To receive the newsletter, just visit www.norwoodcommunitymedia.org. Scroll to the bottom of the page, click the Sign Up for our newsletter button, and enter some basic information. You'll then be added to our newsletter mailing list. It's all here on Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood. Living Local is a new program coming to Norwood Community Media that highlights businesses and events here in Norwood. Everything you need to know about eating local, shopping local, exercising local, or even creating local, you'll find it right here on NCM's newest program, Living Local. You'll get an inside look into what makes each business unique. only on Norwood Community Media, your home for all things Norwood.
All right, well, we are back here for third quarter action, and it's interesting. I see, Westwood has come out. They put their big guns back in. His Garvin's back in. I think McIntyre's back in. So the defense hopefully gets their rest, because I think they're going to be, back at it again real quick. So we'll see exactly how the Mustangs respond to that late goal by LaPiccolo. And we'll see here as this third quarter gets underway. They find themselves down 4-1. Sit here and pick up a sense of urgency. It'd be nice, Eric, I think, early on to set the tempo in this third quarter. Maybe kind of, build on LaPiccolo's, late goal.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it looks like there's been a little bit of a lineup shift for Norwood. I see Pat Kelly playing a lot higher now. Maybe he's playing in the midfield or striker position. I'm not sure. So it looks like the back line now is Kong Nguyen, Giacomo, Micah, and then I'm not sure who the far. Oh, and there's another ball over the top with a well-timed run. Well, maybe not. I guess he was offside.
I think he was. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. That's good. It looks like we also have a keeper switch because Connor Kern is now in net. So I don't know, maybe that's Jason Leah on the far side playing back. I don't know if Zach's out on the.
Yeah, I see him. Over on the far side there. He's still got the his green jersey on.
Oh yeah, okay.
So I don't know if it was.
Not.
Nope. Fortunate there to.
Yeah.
Miss that one, but it's not really what you want to do to start off in terms of a goal kick. The hard part too, though, for someone like Connor to come in, he doesn't really obviously have any sort of warm up or anything like that. It's just in you go. So let's see if you can play that maybe just a little better here on the kick.
You might want to see just a little more movement from the Norwood players to give them someone to.
It's funny that you mentioned that, because you kind of want to see what kind of fire the Mustangs come out with early on, and again, they just seem to be right now anyway, just a little bit too much standing around.
Oh, good. Well defend. Oh, maybe not. Oh, okay. Now it's going the other way.
Yep.
Sure.
But you're right. I'd like to see them kind of rather than stand and wait for the ball to come to them, find some open room, find some space, create an option for their teammates to kind of set something up. But just standing still is not going to necessarily get it done.
No.
Drive that ball deep here.
Brings it down nicely.
Yeah, well done there on the far side. So, like you said, that's a tough play.
And Jason Lay battling there, and Westwood wins the kick in.
Trying to give them some sort of, you got to give them a few feet near the cushion, and then collapse quickly on them. Trying to get there's really. We're hearing a lot of whistles there on that far side. There's a lot of contact going on, and I think the ref is talking to Garvin there. Yep. Make sure once again you kind of take control of this match to make sure things don't get too out of hand. Quick little word there for the Norwood coach to let them know what's going on. And another nice turn there, boy. That's Eric Sheehan, number 9. Same thing, just almost on that same goal as he set beforehand. He's able to do so. Let's see if Gordon can track it down, and he's able to. Quickly kind of erases LaPiccolo's goal as, McIntyre there just tapped that ball nicely over to Gordon, who's able to kind of bury it in the far side. And just like that, the Wolverines have reestablished their 4-goal lead. Not obviously the start that the Mustangs were looking for here in this second half, kind of hoping to build off of their momentum, but the Wolverines have quickly snuffed that out. And
yeah, no, I think Norwood definitely looked a little discombobulated back there. A couple of just, sort of unfortunate bounces, like, Norwood defender in the right spot, but then there's a deflection off his teammate, and he ends up out of position, and then that ball, I think, to your point about, Connor Kern's not regularly playing net, comes in with no warm up, and suddenly, he's got a in short chance on him, and
there's another run here. Yeah, I mean, you can look down and you've got just nothing but white jerseys coming flying down at Curran.
Yeah.
Trying to at least get something going here, and ball sails out of bounds. So and again, you look at something like that where Sheehan was wide open. Another terrific move.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
I mean, that whole thing started because Curran had found himself in such an open position with no defender around him, and again, you kind of look at some of the body language as the boys are walking back up the field now. They're gonna, someone's gonna have to sit here and kind of, step up defensively and take away all that open space that Sheehan found himself in.
Yeah, well, and he just, a number of good moves by Eric Sheehan just to get past the defenders, and I mean, I think, but yeah, it's gonna be hard for these boys to not get discouraged.
Yep.
I mean, you're down 6-1, and right now Westwood just feels like they're, and I'm not saying they're doing, but I think from a Norwood perspective, they feel like you're just being toyed with.
Yeah, it's like they know they can, do what they want. A nice little turn there by Pat Kelly, able to draw the foul there. But you're right, yeah, you kind of get that sense that, someone like Sheehan, who just kind of knows what he can do with the ball. So let's see if the Mustangs can kind of generate a little something here. It's a nice ball in.
Yep, let's see if we can get to that. Yuri does. Does
Flicks it?
Oh, just over. No. But hey, made the keeper work.
Exactly. That was a terrific first ball in there. Is Cam off the indirect? It just put it in a great spot.
Now let's see if we can maybe in order to keep this pressure up a little bit and get this goal kick going back at them. Rafael Da Silva does well to get to that ball first. Couldn't quite keep possession.
Still through again. Good hustle.
Yeah.
Well done there as Tyler Barrett chased that one down. Because he's going to have his work cut out for him now, because he's kind of matched up again on that far side with Garvin.
Yeah, Ty's got some decent speed though,
does.
so hopefully he can maybe run with him a little better. Okay, the ball pinballs around down there, and Ty Barrett looks for Yuri, almost finds him.
And trying to get themselves into some sort of open spot,
believe
but
he was
again, they
off,
are able to
but-
get through. And that just goes wide. But boy, they're even if he was off, he wouldn't have been off by very much.
No,
So these guys are, it's almost like they're putting on a clinic here.
Yeah. No, I mean, there's no two ways about it. Westwood is a better soccer team than Norwood, and just they're playing good team soccer. They're finding the open man. They're playing that. They're making good runs and timing them, and
at that juncture, you have some right there, and I think Micah's just trying to get that ball out, just
just kind of
slow
relieve the
things
pressure.
down.
Yep.
Right. Now look across the way. Look, there's going to be a wholesale substitution coming in here for Westwood.
Oh, nice job by Tim Lee to come out across and challenge Sheehan for that ball. I think wins a free kick for his troubles, which is good. But yeah, I'm guessing that the Westwood coach is again going to bring his big guns back to the bench. I suspect we'll see Garvin and Sheehan maybe taking a seat, but I could be wrong too. But that was the substitution when they went up, 4-0 earlier. So.
Yeah. So Mustangs here,
we'll
drive the ball, see if he can
Pat
get over
Kelly,
to Kelly.
Who uses his shoulder to get the ball to Yuri, who's now battling number 4 there. That's Derek Land, who handles it pretty well.
Also another nice turn. Boy, that was a nice little play there on the far side by the Westwood player.
Eric Sheehan again through traffic and
flicks that ball outside here. You can see the forwards too. They're trying to keep themselves onside. Yeah.
Nice job by Pawan there to dispossess Westwood, and then Pat Kelly.
Takes the ricochet.
Yep. Oh.
Patrick's not getting the call that he was kind of hoping for. He's got to make sure. You can't just sit there and kind of like,
Yeah.
roll your hands up, your palms up to the ref and wonder where it is. And meanwhile, the play is going the other way.
Exactly. You're not
Keep
in
yourself in the play. And I think, as we said before, that it's rare that
Okay, I'm really sure he was off on that one, but
I'd like to think so. You got to be careful here. He's kind of
Yep.
got to get back quickly because you can kind of flick that
He
ball
was-
over his head.
I think he was off there too. But
It's interesting because corralled there by Curran. In terms of this referee, he seems to be more in the field as opposed to more along the sides where he can kind of keep an eye on the offsides. I think he's just going to try to get things settled down here.
well, that was a handball.
Yeah.
On Rafael da Silva, but yeah, but this is a dangerous spot. I'm guessing that Sheehan's going to take this kick. Oh, maybe not.
Well, both of them, Sheehan and McIntyre,
Yeah.
solid players. So it's I guess if you're the Westwood coach, it's a nice problem to have.
Right. Yep.
Right into the old breadbasket. But again, just that even that ball from that 30 yards out,
Yep.
was on a rope.
McIntyre again.
I think he was looking for Jerksey there, but he kind of had him turned the other way.
Yuri and
Yeah.
Rafael battling in midfield here, and yeah, he loses that, but comes back and gets a foot on the ball again.
It's a nice little run over there by that number 4 though, Derek Lamb. We called him earlier in terms of the defensive work that he was doing, and here comes the wholesale change right here.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like Sheehan and Garvin going off, and
Yeah.
Jacob or Jerksey, McIntyre. Yeah, so I think, given some of his maybe younger players more of a run up top, and
It is it's interesting though if you take a look at just the size difference now of those that have just come off and those that have just come on. I think you probably obviously maybe looking at some of the younger sophomores for example.
Oh, nicely
great
done by
save!
yeah,
Great
well done by
save.
Connor.
Let's see if the Mustangs now maybe can kind of take advantage of some of this height that they've with Pat Kelly up here up top.
We're getting the handball.
So just about 4.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. Mustangs deep hole down 6-1. Let's see what they
Gotta
might be able
watch
to
this
muster.
run because
Oh,
it was good.
it's a good idea though. Again, just trying to get that through. Ball is out on the far side, so the Mustangs will take over possession that way. Not really kind of a sense of urgency. It's kind of tough when you're down by 5 to keep up that level of intensity, versus a 2-1 game, or a 1-goal or a 2-goal game.
Yeah, and Norwood's definitely, those boys are still battling.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it's also, I think if they're objective at all, they realize that they're not coming back all the way, right? I mean, it'd
Right.
be nice to get another 1 or 2 in there, but
Again, boy, I tell you, he comes in here with his change, and Curran comes out off that. That's a nice job.
yeah, even with the wholesale change up
Yep.
front, Westwood's playing the same game. They're still getting those through balls, and it's a deep team.
Now, I think you were mentioning, and again, if Westwood has a freshman team as well, but there's just a lot of talent, top to bottom,
Yeah.
in this program.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The pipeline is very full for their varsity program, no doubt.
Yeah, if you take a look at some of the again calling names like Garvin and McIntyre and Sheehan, that bodes well certainly for the varsity next year for Westwood. So
Yeah, no doubt.
those are names I'm sure next year we will see as well.
Yeah.
So just about 3 minutes left here in the third quarter. A couple changes here for the Mustangs as Pat Kelly will take a rest.
We get Wallach Jean-Pierre in, and Samayan Paranjpe over here on our wing. Dan Silva's in.
Yeah, and I think it's been helpful to see all of these guys. I think everyone now has had a chance. There's a nice little
that was
too
nice
bad.
ball. It was well struck.
Yep.
The Wallach was
Yep.
just
a step.
Yeah, just a step, maybe a giant
Or two.
6 or 7 foot stride
All right,
step, but
a big step.
Yeah, big step. But hey, nice to see the idea. Nice
Yeah.
to see that Wallach, making the run. Just didn't time it very well, but.
But I think, like you said, I think we've called just about everybody, on the roster. So stuff like that, regardless of what the score is, the fact that you're getting everybody in, to kind of again develop as players for future varsity play potentially. So I think it's important that all
Nevin
these
Kelly
guys look
battling
at that. Yep.
hard over there.
Still ball through.
Yep.
Because these are this is your next generation of the varsity. So the more touches these guys can get of the ball, the more time on the field, it's only going to help them.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So down to under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Westwood working the far side of the field there, blocked down nicely.
That was it Issa who
Yep.
took that down. Dan Silva trying to.
Be
Now they're
careful.
gonna. We've got a problem here that we've got numbers here, but let's see.
Yep. Boy, you can
Ty
just
Barrett.
see too how quickly they transition. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 5 or 6 white jerseys. On the offensive side, down in tight. And then hopefully you can still try and break this back line back here. Just haven't been able to get anything really kind of generated.
No. They really haven't. They haven't really been able to string together decent possession through the midfield. There's a chance. Oh, just
Once
couldn't
again.
quite sneak
Yep.
past. Good step there by Giacomo to sniff that out. Snuff that out, I guess.
Trying to see if the Mustangs can generate a little something. And that is going to do it now there for the third quarter. So Mustangs find themselves down 6-1 after 3 quarters of play. And, Eric, this is going to be interesting to see what happens with that fourth quarter. What kind of, energy they come out with.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's to get another 17 minutes to play, and hopefully maybe put another one on the board, and just show that they're that they're working hard. So and which they have been.
Yep, for sure. So the Mustangs find themselves down after 3 quarters of play, 6-1. We will be right back with fourth quarter action.
Your home for all things Norwood. Online at norwoodcommunitymedia.org.
Norwood. Here, we are chosen at birth. Our loyalties are predetermined. And our families defined. Raised by the stories of those that came before us.
Here's a breakaway. Bill Norman, he's in back and score!
Fearlessly driven by the hope of what's to come. It chooses us. It defines us. And for us, it's everything. This is Norwood. And here, sports are in our blood.
Norwood Mustangs 2015 are the state Division I champs.
Hi, I'm Chief Bill Brooks of the Norwood Police Department. The men and women of the Norwood PD are committed to protecting you and to providing you with top quality service. We're busy. Norwood is a nice town, but in any given 24-hour cycle, we handle anywhere from 65 to 90 radio calls and officer-initiated events. We patrol the town's 10 square miles, including over 100 miles of roadways. Our traffic enforcement focuses on places where crashes have occurred, neighborhoods where residents have reported chronic violations and offenses that impact crashes like speed, texting, running stop signs and red lights, and failing to yield to pedestrians. When we're not tied up on calls, we work hard to build relationships with members of the community. So you'll see our officers out walking footbeats, checking in with merchants, and stopping at sporting events to chat with kids. We believe that every resident should know, or at least feel like they know, a member of our department. So if you see us, stop and say hello. We'd love to chat with you. On behalf of the men and women of the Norwood Police Department, it's our pleasure to serve you.
And back here for final quarter action. We were just mentioning, we kind of looking down here to our far left, Eric, and we can see the fans that were not able to get in surrounding the fence, watching the game from just outside. With all the COVID, they're not allowed in here. They could have stayed home and watched it live on NCM, so I'm not quite sure why they would want to stand outside of the fence. But needless to say, the Mustangs will find themselves down 6-1 here on Senior Day. Yeah,
Tim Lee
exactly.
battling hard over there and managing to get that ball back into the box, but easily handled by the Westwood keeper. So nice way to start the final quarter there.
And that's what I'm going to be interested in seeing is in terms of what type of running we see from the Mustangs, what type of energy and effort that you're going to continue for this last 16 minutes. And if I'm the coach, that's I'm watching, see what kind of how do you finish this game? Do you finish it as strong as you started it? Nice job over there. Yuri's able to get the call, I think.
Curious as to whether this is direct or indirect.
Well, I've learned one thing: if the ref has his hand up, that it's a.
That's how it's supposed to work,
Right.
but
So it looks like they are going to set up here. I think it's interesting. I think Pat Kelly has moved back to the back line and strikes that from outside. Oh, well struck though.
Oh, he's got a corner out of it, I believe.
Yeah, I think that went off of like I said, the goalie wasn't able to kind of hold on to that one, but Pat Kelly struck that ball very well.
Yeah, I think we saw him score from roughly that position and that type of kick
That's right.
a few games ago.
I remember that. Yes, exactly.
So he's definitely got the ability to do it.
So he's up
Like
there
with
in
a
the
nice
box.
ball in, which. Oh,
Yeah,
he's trying to get his foot on.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
and he does, but just can't get enough pepper on it to get past the goalie. But way to stay with that.
And Pat Kelly's going to have himself quite a workout here because he's got to, get himself back here to the back line, having just been in the box. So be a lot of running for him this afternoon.
Jason Lee doing a good job there to stop that Westwood run. Giacomo, Cam, and
Oh, nice little flick. Oh, he's trying to get it over there. Trying to find Issa.
oh, that was for Westwood there. Cody Ho doing a good job, but just kind of, I think, deked himself right out of bounds, unfortunately. But he was doing a good job of bringing that ball down and shielding it to that point. And a deflection out off of Westwood, and another Norwood kick in.
As well as you can kind of just maybe slowly work yourself down the field. But again, you just see how quickly the three white jerseys are on the Norwood player. There's really nowhere for them to go.
Oh, that worked out very nicely
Yeah.
for Giacomo. He switched the field. Yuri's dancing around in the corner, trying to get past. Doesn't quite manage to do it.
Again, he
Wow,
doesn't
it's
have
impressive. And he wins the kick
He's
in.
able to get the kick in.
Yep.
But you kind of look, again, impressive footwork, but there was just no one there to kind of help him out.
Right.
So it's exciting to see him kind of do that work. But he needs to have an option down there. He needs to have someone there maybe up high that can kind of take the pass and then maybe work a little give and go. Ball swung in nicely.
Corner kick. All right, this is good. Keep the ball down there.
Yep. Some early good work here by the Mustangs in the fourth quarter. Just about 13 and a half minutes left. Like you said, it'd be nice to kind of maybe pop in one or two before game's end here. Same thing again, swung in nicely, but the keeper's able to kind of get that one.
Good step by Giacomo. Oh, but just called for the the bump.
Yep. But yeah, some nice early stuff there in that fourth quarter by the Mustangs. A couple nice set plays. Yuri working hard on that far side, was able to get the corner.
Remember that nice ball by Giacomo switching the field, and then it took a fortuitous Norwood bounce past the Westwood defender, and Yuri was able to run onto it. And it was a good run by Cody Ho, I think, that again. Was that? No. Sorry. Yeah, Cody Ho. The timing was run nicely. Finding himself open behind the line, but Norwood manages to defend that.
Yeah, it looks like, I mean, again, they're going to continue to, to spring these guys.
So if Yuri can get to that.
I think he'll get through on that.
Yeah. Pino was, I think, offsides, but
play on
well
that.
defended there,
Yep.
battled, and,
Yep.
and Pino slipped on the ball and sent it out. But good effort from the team there.
Yeah, it was a nice little run. And then now see if he can't crash down on him. It was a nice little footwork there, nice first step.
They're going to get foot race. Oh, what is?
It's Mark Johnson here, number 13. Great defensive work coming back. Great job by Giacomo.
Yeah.
Really, really well to stay with him because, again, that Mark Johnson, quite a little bit of speed. And Giacomo just stayed with him the whole way. Sitting trying to spring him again. Westwood
Moving down the field with these kick-ins.
Yeah. Which, you know what I've seen, what seems to be interesting for whatever reason, is that the Mustangs really are not defensively like crashing right down as soon as possession changes. They're kind of almost standing back and letting Westwood kind of develop whatever their plays are, as opposed to forcing the play. They seem to be giving them that little extra time.
There's an interesting little play out of the back there.
A little back and forth, but Kelly's able to get it out of danger anyway.
Whoa. Okay, I guess that was all right.
Play on.
Okay. And you're normally not allowed to grab another player around the head without getting a whistle, but maybe it looked worse from up here than it was
Yeah,
actually down
exactly.
there. I
Yep.
don't know.
So we'll see if the Mustangs can generate a little something here. Coming up about 10 minutes left in the fourth and final quarter.
Tim Lee
Just
going to will his way through that defense. And I think draw a foul in the process.
Yep. Yeah, he was not to be denied. He just kept going. He kept going. So is this little Piccolo here is going to take this?
Yep.
So it's got Kelly.
Over
You
the
can see
top
Kelly's
there,
ready to
this guy's
spring, and there he
running.
was.
Oh, Pino.
Have one.
Well, hey,
well struck.
Just right at the keeper, but still, hey, some positive plays.
Exactly.
For this team.
That was well struck. That was solid. See if the Mustangs here turn back again. Got
Oh,
numbers
nice
through.
ball.
Oh, that's too bad. That was a nice little run there as well. That's when you see that kind of quick turnover, especially off of the the goal kick, and you're able to regenerate it and then just punch it back into the offensive zone is always kind of a nice little move. So let's see if the Mustangs can continue. Got a little sense of momentum here.
Nicely done there by Cam.
Pulls himself the corner kick there, so that's terrific little work here. Again, small little steps. Work on building blocks and kind of see if you can't generate something out of this and maybe put something in the back of the net. So 8.5 left. Mustangs down by 5.
Oh,
trying to flick through. Sometimes again, you get that ball into traffic and you just never know what you might come away with.
Oh, there we go. Pino's on. Oh,
is that going to sink?
Oh,
Not by much. Boy, that just skidded just wide.
Really good. Okay, now
let's see who...
the wholesale change again. Looks like sending back in some of the big guns for Westwood to finish
Yep.
out this game.
I see Garvin's back in 12. Yeah, he's throwing
Sheehan's
everybody
back
back
in.
in. Sheehan's there, number 9. So
Guess coach has gotten tired of having it play on his end.
that's right. And just like that,
Yep.
here's Garvin through.
Pat Kelly working hard.
Yep, that's great work.
Yep.
That's great work. He was not about to be denied. He says, I don't care who you bring onto that back line or your front line. I'm staying with you step for step. So,
No, that was well done.
yep.
That was well done.
And again, now maybe this defensive line, again, you play with a little bit of confidence. We had a few minutes down there. And that kind of maybe can kind of help step up your game here for the final 7 minutes. So it's a good test here for the Mustangs.
Yep.
Ball sawed all the way across, but stopped down nicely.
Oops. Oh boy. Pinballing
Again,
around at the top of the box.
this is where they kind of get dangerous. Is,
Yep.
balls just are kind of like bouncing around at folks' feet, and you just never know when something like that might wind up in the back of the net. But it looks like Westwood gets the corner kick on the far side. But yeah, it's one of those, now that they've taken the header out of the game, at least, for this season, you could see like chances right there where maybe normally you might try to get a head on it to flick it in towards the net.
Westwood's now has definitely tilted the field
Yep,
back towards the...
exactly. It is amazing how quickly that changed, you know?
Yeah.
They seem to find much more space than the Mustangs do.
They do. There we go. There we go.
There he goes. Now he's got some numbers with him, too. If he can keep that ball in bounds. Well done.
Use your other foot. Keep it
Yep,
in. There we go.
he did.
Oh, nice. And just couldn't quite get the ball through to Rafael
That was
De
a
Silva
nice
there.
run,
But
though.
yep, some good stuff. All right.
Great run right there. But you're right. You could see that ball start to slowly roll towards that out of bounds line, and he just stayed with it, and uses his other foot to kind of knock that ball back into bounds, make sure it doesn't lose it.
Oh boy, another well-timed
here,
run.
here comes
another foot race, and Pat Kelly catches up with the big. Oh, nicely done, Patrick.
Fantastic work.
Wow.
He is going to be exhausted
Yep.
by the time this one is over. But he just, again, stride for stride with McIntyre there. That is good effort on his part.
No doubt.
Curran's able to hold on to that one.
Make it just a little more exciting. Wow,
Yep,
that could kill somebody.
Well, again, it's one of those you got to keep it on this side of the 50. So,
Yep.
I guess if that ball had been a little bit more in a
More
shorter
lower.
trajectory, it would be come back the other way. But a couple changes here for the Mustangs as they wind up the fourth quarter.
Looks like, we got Brandon Santana coming in and Micah Papadopoulos. I'm glad to see Brandon back in because I think, we'd seen that we thought maybe he'd gone out
Yeah.
a little gimpy. Doesn't seem to be
say,
affecting him in the
right.
least.
Yeah, boy, there he is.
Yeah,
Maybe he
he's
just needed that
working
quick
hard.
little rest, and he's all over the place. Yep.
Oh, boy.
You got to watch out here as Garvin
Oh.
self
Yep.
all
Wow,
the way
he's just
in.
strong. Oh.
Wow. Terrific job.
Yep.
Great work. There's a good battle going on
Yep.
right here on the near side.
Yep.
Once again, I think, this, Mustang team is going to play this thing all the way through.
Yeah, definitely no
And they're-
quit night,
They
right?
are not they're not going to give him anything. I think it almost kind of becomes, from a defensive standpoint, it kind of becomes, I'll use the word, it kind of becomes personal now that you're not going to let.
Oh, no, that's unfortunate. That's just really unfortunate.
Oh, that kind of bounce there that, that's a shame. That's a shame.
It's really a shame. That's unfortunate.
Yep. And it's just, just been kind of, how bounces have gone here and there. And, he's just got to, Curran's just got to be kind of, obviously a little sick about that one. But you have it in, and all it takes is you could take your eye off it for one quick little second, and it's gonna bounce on you. So I didn't even know who got that one for Westwood.
No.
I didn't even really get, it's just one of those, you kind of saw it struck in, and everyone kind of maybe was expecting to make that save, but as they said, put that ball in net. You never know what's going to happen.
I think Westwood had the good graces to being up as much as they are, not celebrate the
Yeah.
goal that was really kind of a
Yep.
an own goal in lots of ways.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
And poor Connor, right? Like this is not his natural position, and
Yep.
and he just mishandled the ball, and unfortunately, you make a mistake as keeper, and it ends up in the back of the net. You make a mistake anywhere else on the field, and
You don't really notice it.
yeah, there's always somebody
it's-
else who can maybe clean up your mess.
So it was funny because right before that goal, I was saying that maybe it has become as McIntyre comes flying in. I thought that maybe it kind of become personal for the defense here. That we're not going to give you that next one, and we're going to try to play the whole way through.
Yeah, that's just tough. That's
Yep.
unfortunate because
Yep.
I think by and large they've been playing well, and it was that was not really a threatening shot, but I don't want to harp on it because I'm sure Connor feels bad enough as he already, but yeah, that can take the air out of you pretty quickly. But they seem to have responded well and are still battling. We've got some substitutions. I see Wallach Jean-Pierre's back in.
Ooh,
Oh,
ricochet! Wow.
yeah.
Woo.
Oh,
Boy, it's a strong player.
Yeah, he really is.
He really is.
which makes you wonder. Just there cannot be anyone on that varsity squad who is, who's worse than him. Because
Yeah,
they must just
yeah.
be lights out.
Yeah. But I think, what'd you say? I think the varsity yesterday lost to Westwood 3-0.
I think that's what I saw on the Twitter
Yep.
feed. Yep.
So, 3-0. That's a good close game.
Yep.
Again, we don't know what in terms of possession or whatnot, but so we'll see what the varsity can do here in a couple minutes. As I see the Westwood guys are down here just starting to warm up.
Oh, Nevin Kelly's back in. I hadn't seen him sub in, but he has.
Let's see if we get
Looking the ball through to
Quick
Issa
step.
and trying to find Wallach maybe, but no. Oh, and then back Jason Lay's gonna find Nevin. Nevin's gonna find Issa. Oh,
We've
but
got
we're gonna
bodies all over the place.
Oh, I guess we got someone a little hurt.
Yeah.
I think maybe Jason went down a little harder than I was looking. Holding the shoulder.
Hold the shoulder too. Yeah. So hopefully he's all right. Probably just maybe a quick. Well,
No, the
I'm no
trainer.
doctor, but
Yep.
maybe it's one of those you kind of land on it. You get a little stinger or something like that.
Yep.
Making sure he's all right. But again, you're going to battle here to the very end.
Well, yeah, look at that. You got Pat Kelly and Garvin out there chatting it up. It's like they've battled hard all game long, and still, friendly enough to be chatting during this stoppage. So it's
exactly.
good. That's good to
Yep.
see, right? Like respecting your opponent and,
Yep.
and the
Yep.
battle that you've each waged. So
And it's interesting too because now with the new rules, like at the end of the match, it's where they come up and they face each other from
Right.
on the 40 go
Yeah, the
wave
wave,
to
yeah,
each other
yeah.
as opposed to because they're going to see these guys.
Yep.
They played them yesterday,
Yep.
so they clearly knew they knew each other.
Yep.
And they're going to see each other for years to come as if they continue to play. So.
Yep. So yeah, Jason Lay's gone off under his own power, but holding that shoulder, and now. Oh my
there
goodness,
you go.
that was awesome.
Oh, terrific.
Wow. Well
there
done,
you go.
Connor. That's a makeup for
There
you.
you
nicely.
go. Outstanding save.
Yep.
I think he's just like, nope, you're not going to get this one by me.
Yep.
I gave you the other one. I'm taking this one away from you. So good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, nicely done there by Kong Win to poke that one away.
And I think that is.
No, we don't know what the heck that whistle is.
I'm waiting for numerous whistles. We're under 2 minutes.
Nope. Giving up the corner there.
So we'll see here. There can't be much time left. I know they'll probably take a little bit for Jason's time down, but
Yeah.
not too much, I wouldn't think.
Yeah, hopefully he's all right. I
Yeah.
think, trainer continues to work on him, but hopefully it's just a little bit of a, like you said, kind of a stinger and not anything really.
Yeah. And that will do it. We do get that final whistle here. Tough day for the Mustangs, but Eric, that Westwood team is just wow.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to put into words other than wow.
Yeah. No, they just there's some real talent on that team, and they have speed across that roster. That was an impressive display of soccer, and hats off to the Norwood kids who really battled the whole game, didn't give up. We saw some good stuff out of them.
Mm-hmm.
They just couldn't overcome that speed.
Yeah.
And skill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But you're right. I mean, you can't really coach speed. You kids either have it or they don't. And Westwood did. I thought Pat Kelly, especially in the fourth quarter, really. I think he was just like, nope, I've had enough, and he stayed on a number of runs with those guys, and finished. They all finished up strong. To play that, it's not easy. You find yourself down 6-1. It's not easy to come out for that fourth and final quarter, knowing you still got another 17 minutes to try to get through. So
yeah, absolutely. And sometimes the score, that big a gap doesn't necessarily reflect the run of play, but that one pretty much.
I think
So no, but again, the boys should have held their heads up. They battled. They did some good stuff. It was great.
It was. Good job. So the Mustangs here, the JV falls short. We see the varsity out there getting ready to warm up. So we are going to take a break, and we will be back with Senior Day here for the boys varsity game.